No playoff game? What are we going to do? I've got you covered. Welcome back, hockey fans. Welcome in if this is your first time to the channel. I'm Josh. This is the Hockey Flow, your daily stop for all things hockey. Today, it's Thursday, June 16th, 2022. Welcome in. Thank you again. That's right, we don't have any playoff games to get to today. The Stanley Cup Finals are on a little bit of a pause, but my goodness, that doesn't mean hockey sleeps. We have a ton of news to get into on Today in Hockey. We've got headlines. Bruce Cassidy and the Golden Knights, man, they're making some news, made a big trade today. We also have the NHL dropping their new logos for the Winter Classic, the All-Star Game, and the Stadium Series for next season. So we got to get our reactions to that, right? And last but not least, we got a fun one from The Athletic. We're looking at Artturi Lehkonen, kind of like a cult hero right now for Avs fans. And I tell you what, Joe Sakic needed him. I had no idea that how much the Avalanche really wanted him, but we're going to get into that and how they made this trade happen all on Today in Hockey. But before we get into it, if you do enjoy the content, take a moment, like the video, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. It helps us out a ton as we're just getting started. We're going to be bringing you videos every day, so you don't want to miss a one, right? But let's get into it, shall we? Headlines. First and foremost, like I said, Vegas Golden Knights. You guys are making some headlines today. Initially, I started out with just Bruce Cassidy. He did his opening press conference. He talked about this isn't a revenge tour, and special teams will be his focus. And I tell you what, the Knights, they were 21st in penalty kill and 25th in power play. Those might be flipped. Let me know in the comments this last season. So special teams absolutely needs to be a focus for this team. And again, I think Bruce Cassidy is a perfect fit. We talked about it a couple nights ago on the channel. Definitely check out that video. But again, he's just a perfect fit for what the Knights want to do right now. They're all about results. He's all about results. He wants to prove that he can win in the postseason. The Knights need to win a cup, right? So I think it's a great fit. But Knights are in the news for other reasons today, too. Huge trade. They traded again Evgeny Dadonov, for Shea Weber, the legend Shea Weber. Now, for those familiar, Shea Weber is injured right now. He's not going to play again in the NHL, so this is a salary move. But man, Shea Weber, this is just a moment to reflect. Let's take a moment. Oh man, he was just so good for those so many years. It's just so much fun to watch. Now Dadonov on the other end, if we remember right, was supposed to be traded away at the deadline, and that actually the NHL ended up vetoing it due to some paperwork issues. So that finally goes through. But for the Knights, this is good salary saving move for them. I think it's about $8 million almost that they'll be able to put onto long-term injured reserve. So shouldn't impact the salary cap. Good for them. But all right, Detroit Red Wings, Jesse Okanuora, yes, the Finnish goalkeeper, has signed a one-year deal with the Detroit Red Wings. Tell you what, Red Wings fans, you guys should be pumped. This guy played so well in the IIHF. Man, I would be very excited. I didn't realize that he was a free agent out there, but I guess, of course, he should have been. And the Oilers, man, we should have looked at him. But no, Red Wings fans, you guys should be pumped. But all right, we got logo reactions. No playoff games. We're not getting observations today. We got logo reactions. So first and foremost, the All-Star Game. This is the All-Star Game logo, and I gotta say, first glance, I love it. And I will admit, I didn't look at these too closely. I saw the article on NHL.com and was like, ooh, let's just grab screenshots and let's talk about it on the channel. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about these logos. We won't go into too much details. Our other friends out there in the YouTube world, Post to Post Productions, did an excellent video on it as well. Check that one out. But we got to give our thoughts on it too, right? We love talking about this stuff. But the All-Star Game, this one might be my favorite of the three. I really love it. It's South Florida. It screams it to me, but it also doesn't do it in an obnoxious way, right? The colors, they line up with the Florida Panthers, which is beautiful. Love the symmetry, love the palm trees. I love the details, like the seagulls. They got two because this is their second All-Star Game they're hosting. Overall, I love the font. I'm impressed. I honestly would like it better without the Honda logo, but I love it. So good for you guys in that one. All right, Winter Classic. So this one's in Boston, and obviously we got Fenway Park and the cold, all the inspiration, and I like it. It's a nice winter classic logo, right? Again, I wish Discover wasn't front and center, but that's okay. I love the incorporation of the foul poles, right? Even though they're not on either end of the green monster, but still cool, right? It's symmetry and yellow for the Bruins there. So overall, I like it. I think it's a cool, simple design. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys think they should have done something a little more original. I know we've already done a game in Boston, so this is interesting. But I like it, right? It's simple, does the point, right? I mean, there's a reason these guys get paid the money they do to design these logos. All right, last but not least, the Stadium Series. I got to admit, this one, probably my least favorite of the three, the least I'm not as impressed with. Do I have any Stadium Series on? No, we do not have any hanging up today. I was hoping to compare that. It's cool, right? It screams Carolina Hurricanes in a lot of ways with the red and white, but the font, it feels just like a bowl game logo or something like that to me. Like, I feel like I've seen this before. It feels like the BCS title game for college football back in the day. Might have just dated myself. Goodness. Let me know in the comments. But logo reactions. I'm excited. These games will be a lot of fun next year. I would love to make it to one. Winter Classic is definitely something that's on my bucket list. If you've made it to one, let me know in the comments as well. I'd love to hear all your stories. So cool. And All-Star games are neat too. Could have went to the one in Vegas this year, but didn't want to brave the people. No, not yet, but we'll see. All right, cool. So article deep dive, Artturi Lehkonen. All right, let's get into it. So LeBrun, this is coming to us from Pierre LeBrun from The Athletic. Excellent author, excellent article. I love this one. So this one's dissecting a trade and gives us a glimpse behind the curtain on the Artturi Lehkonen to the Colorado Avalanche trade. And I have to be honest, he's had such a great impression so far with the Avalanche, but I really wanted Claude Giroux to go to the Avalanche. I thought that was his time to get the cup. That was his best chance. I know Panthers fans, you guys, man, you had a great team this regular season, but I truly thought that Claude Giroux going to the Colorado Avalanche, I thought that was it. And some of those things you're hearing in the news, it sounds like maybe it could have been, but it turns out the Colorado Avalanche wanted Artturi Lehkonen. This is who they wanted, and the way he's been playing, and Oilers fans, it's tough kind of talking about this, right? He sends us home this year with that OT winner in the Western Conference Finals, but let's get into it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of what happened to make this trade take place. So it almost didn't happen. That's the first biggest takeaway is this was a down to the last minute with, I think they said 15 to 20 minutes before the deadline, this puppy got done. And it was bittersweet for Kent Hughes, the GM of the Canadiens, and Lehkonen, right? They have a very very high level of mutual respect for each other. And the article really went into that. And I love the fact that he interviewed both parties and they talked about that. And you could just tell that there was that respect there. But Lehkonen also understands it's a business, right? Like he understands the Haps, they went from a place where he's playing in the Stanley Cup Finals last season, and now the Haps have the number 1 overall pick in the draft. He kind of knew, if they get what they were asking, he was probably gone, right? But if there was one place he could go, Kent Hughes asked him as he let him know he was getting traded, if there's one place you could go, where would it be? And Lehkonen says, Colorado. And Kent Hughes is like, yep, Colorado, baby. So if there is a silver lining even behind that and behind him leaving for you Montreal Canadiens fans, it is that he went to where he wanted to go, right? So good for him. Now, this is back-to-back seasons for him sending a team to the finals. Not just him being in the finals, him personally sending a team to the finals, which I thought was so cool. Again, bittersweet, right? Like, I love hockey and I'll appreciate hockey, but God, it stunk having to watch him send my Oilers home. But at the end of the day, he did this year and he did this last year. Knights fans, we have something in common. Aside from both being in Las Vegas, he sent you guys home last season. So you know how we feel. It's tough. It's all right though. It's all right. He's playing well. We gotta celebrate the moment. Let's celebrate him now. And he's delivered, right? 11 points in 14 playoff games. So Mikko Rantanen, Colorado Avalanche legend, fellow Finn, talked about how they've known each other since kids, and he's just he has just been an awesome dude. He is a great player. He's a great person. He's a gamer is what he said. And the article gives a little more, and I won't spoil it for you. Link will be down in the description as always. But back to the actual trade. Joe Sakic loved him. Joe Sakic had called Kent Hughes over and over. He was consistent, and Kent Hughes kept telling him, no, I can't give him up for that. I can't give him up for that. But Joe Sakic did it respectfully, right? He just made sure he knew I'm there, I'm interested, and if he raised the price just a little bit, we have to pull the trigger. And the consistent dialogue and Hughes's price, they finally found that middle ground. And 15 to 20 minutes before the deadline, the Colorado Avalanche agreed to tack on that second round pick along with Joe Barron, the young defender, over to the Canadiens. And Kent Hughes finally, he just said I couldn't say no, right? He even went so far as to go downstairs and tell everyone that they hadn't traded Lecky, to then going back downstairs and saying, I lied, we just traded him because Joe Sakic paid up, because Joe Sakic needed him. He needed him, right? Just so cool. He knew he was a piece that the Avalanche needed to win. So just love to see that when you can really self-identify and then it actually works out, right? Like Joe Sakic, man, I loved watching him play growing up, and now it's fun watching him put together this Avs team. Like, where are we at? We got Ken Holland with the Oilers, but I digress. At the end of the day, both sides agree that it's a win-win. The Haps got what they wanted. Essentially, they get a first-round pick out of Joe Barron. He's a great young defender, and they got their second-round pick, which we can see, Nikita Kucherov did a video on him just a few days ago. Well, look at the legend, right? Second-round pick. Adam Fox, I believe he's a second-round pick, too. Boy, you might have to let me know in the comments on that one. But overall, he's a good young player and he's under contract. And that's what Joe Sakic said. This isn't about a rental. This is about someone that's going to fit in with the team now and in the future. So far, so good, right? It seems like it's working out for both sides. We'll see how Joe Barron turns out. But let me know in the comments. Do you guys think this is truly a win-win trade? Did both sides really win? So far, I think the Avalanche would be happy with their return on investment. And tell you what, Joe Barron is, I think it's going to be great. And who knows what that second-round pick's going to turn out to. But again, let me know in the comments, if there's any other articles you guys are finding out there, let me know too. These are always so much fun. We got another couple days before Stanley Cup Game 2, so we may do some more previews, but I'll keep you posted on that. We do got a giveaway going on right now. We're on that race to 100 subscribers, so thank you guys all so much for this continued support. So far, you guys have just been so great. I've loved talking hockey with you, and again, thank you so much. Once we hit that 100 subscriber point, we're going to give something away. Could be a jersey, could be an autograph. It's going to be something hockey related. Might just be a gift card to Fanatics, so you can pick something out cool yourself, right? But yeah, and if there's anything else, please don't hesitate. Like the video, go ahead, drop a comment. It helps us out a ton. But until next time, I appreciate y'all. Cheers.